I don't know if you've noticed, but Bethesda hasn't moved the Scrolls-like formula forward in over a decade now, 14 years nearly. But Fatekeeper, oh boy, it actually might. This new gameplay showcase, it's looking shockingly polished. It's not promising on an indie level, it's not like some AA ambitious game. I mean polished. It's in a way, to be fair, that we rarely see from a new IP trying to step into Skyrim's shadow. And that's the gap, isn't it? That's the gap we've all been feeling. Skyrim's left behind this massive, open wound in the fantasy RPG space. It's got me craving for spellfire, steel, mystery, and atmosphere, and we want it all delivered with budget and intent. Games like Tainted Grail were brilliant, look. I thoroughly enjoyed the time I spent on that game. I didn't complete it, but that game was just lacking the AAA polish, the cinematic polish that I, for better or for worse, kind of crave out of the modern gaming experience. And it's fair to say that they might have never had the resources to evolve the genre the way I have imagined. Fatekeeper though, maybe that has the chance. And honestly, I don't even think it needs to be an open world. If this ends up being a tighter, more focused, more handcrafted experience, that might actually be the evolution a Scrolls-like's needed in a long time. Less map, more magic, less empty spaces, but more identity and less, Skyrim but indie, and more something new, something different while staying true to the nostalgic feel of a spell and sword type experience. I'm excited today to dive into this gameplay and just to strip back all the intricacies and all the little details that really bring this whole package together of what I feel like we've not had in a long time, man. So yeah, let's lock in. So the gameplay showcase starts with this furry little rodent fella. I don't know what it is, what is it about furry little rodents? The actors are familiar, which just hit. Look how mischievous he is. He's gonna get up to some no good, I can just tell. Look at the reactions of it as well, it's really impressive. I just love the little details like this. Seems like he's gonna be our companion as we make our way through this dark, gritty world, and I'm all here for it. Go on, climb on top of my head and whip up some ratatouille while you're at it. And then we got this big claymore-like sword, which we'll get into some of the details on that in a little bit, but I just love the luminous nature of this. Unreal Engine 5 is really shining bright here, isn't it? As we come to our first foe here. Cleaved. Yeet! Yeah, it looks good. Looks tight. Very ragdoll-like, the mechanics of the enemies. And we'll see a little bit later the ragdoll spell as well, which reminds me of Force Unleashed whenever I do see mechanics like that. What can I say? It takes me back. Can you believe a whole generation has grown up waiting for a true evolution of, that grimy, arcane, Steel and Scrolls fantasy? I feel like every year we get games that aim wide instead of deeper. Big maps of little soul and magic systems that look cool but feel weightless. I don't know. I feel like they're always trying to recapture 2011 instead of pushing into 2025. I feel like what we actually crave is simpler than a lot of devs kind of think. I feel like you just want atmosphere you can touch, atmosphere you can smell, like the rodent. The character screens look great, nothing to complain about here really. I mean, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Nothing new, but the armour does look great, it looks stunning. I'm a Fashion Souls type of guy as well, so You better believe I'm hunting down as much armour as possible, and I do hope we get a wide variety of loadouts to choose from. Back to the combat, it does have weight, doesn't it? The footwork has clear intention, I feel. They're dashing out the way, and the spells have a physicality to them, and back to that ragdoll mechanic now, when you throw him into the wall and splat goes the goblin. It's this evolution of combat mechanics that I've always wanted from a Scrolls-like in current day. Play Elder Scrolls Skyrim all you want, it's still clunky as hell, and this is fluid. It keeps you thinking, like the blocks have to be timed and maybe parried. The finishers look absolutely stunning, and it keeps that cinematic feel whilst also staying true to the nostalgic elements that we love so much in Elder Scrolls and other fantasy RPGs alike. I'm really pleased with how it's looking. Let me know what you guys think. Are you pleased with how the combat's looking? Like, what else do you want from it? What do you think can be added to make it even more impressive? Because for me, seeing him coat the sword in poison and the detail in the way he does it, it's these things for me that really immerse me in these worlds. And if the game can show off more of that, then the evolution of this open world, which we will close on in a second, it's an easy sacrifice for me. It's these small details that really immerse me, not the empty landscapes just for the sake of putting content into such a large map. Like, that's not what keeps me coming back to these types of games, not anymore in a way. I think the era of really expansive open worlds, they just aren't as impressive anymore, at least not to me. Wiping the blood off your sword is such a small little detail, but I can't even begin to explain what that does for me. It's just so immersive, I love it. It's those little details that really, really shine through for me. And if we see more of that, then I'm all in. I'm all in on this game. It makes it feel more personal, it connects me to the character more, and for as great as Skyrim and other Scrolls-likes are, it's that really simulation style gameplay sometimes which I just love to sink my teeth into. So if we do get a more linear experience with Fatekeeper, I feel like we'll be in for just a tighter handcrafted world, which in turn means more detail in every room, more intent behind every encounter, more lore in every stone, maybe, I don't know, Skyrim's pretty dense for lore, but you get my point. You know, none of this 40 hours of searching full-on map filler that modern open worlds seem to have just normalised these days. Like, I'm so tired of it. I really am. So if Fatekeeper can deliver this smaller, denser, and more deliberate world, that's evolution to me. So if I was to sum it up, the reason I'm so excited for this is because your spell sword combat looks completely modernised with impactful cast times and deliberate strikes. Arcane architecture with density and mystery just adds to the atmosphere. High-end animation that sells the weight instead of this floatiness that we're used to. And then you've got focused world designs with Scrolls-like pacing, magic systems with visual punch, and ragdoll mechanics which just take me back to Force Unleashed, which is a massive tick. It's everything, you know? But most of all, it's the atmosphere-driven storytelling that it leans into with this dark, gothic fantasy and mythic energy. But let's keep it real for a minute. There are still massive questions, aren't there? How big is the world actually? How deep is the magic system? Is the enemy variety strong enough? How fluid is the combat at hour 20? What RPG systems actually exist under the hood? And the performance? Look, this is what I mean. This is a gameplay showcase. We need to see how the performance is at release. But listen, before I go, and before you guys click off, if you enjoyed this today and you enjoyed the format of it, like I've just kind of let the ideas roll off my tongue, no mediation really, so it might have been a bit rough and choppy at times, but Look, hey, I'm looking to learn and I'm looking to grow, so slam comments down below. What didn't you like? What did you like? Would you like this format? Do you want to see it some more? And if you want to see where Fatekeeper and the rest of this Scrolls-like genre go next, consider subscribing, because there's no doubt I'll probably cover it. But for now, thanks for your time everyone. Take care.